Yes.
What is it?
So it's about Tim O'Brien, the character in this book, who
Hmm?
tells some short stories about certain events during Vietnam War.
Yeah. A war at
Sorry.
Vietnam. The story is revolving around the war of the soldiers, how they do what they do, and everything. So can you see the PDF on my screen?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay. So 1 minute. Can you start reading? So how many part of this you have covered?
So far we are at the second last short story of this book. We're about to finish it actually.
Okay. So I just a minute. I want you to read so that I can just like explain you few parts of this. So can you start reading?
All right. First Lieutenant Jimmy Cross carried letters from a girl named Martha, a junior at Mount Sebastian College in New Jersey. They were not love letters, but Jimmy Cross was hoping. So he kept them folded in plastic at bottom of his rucksack. In the late afternoon, after a day's march, he would dig his foxhole, wash his hands under a canteen, unwrap the letters, fold them with the tip of his fingers, and spend the last hour of light pretending he would imagine romantic camping trips into White Mountains in New Hampshire. He would sometimes taste the envelope flaps, knowing her tongue has been there. More than anything, he wanted Martha to love him as he loved her. But the letters were mostly chatty, elusive of the matter of love. She was a virgin. He was almost sure. She was an English major at Mount Sebastian, and she wrote beautifully about her professors and roommates and midterm exams, about her respect for Chaucer and her great affection for Virginia Woolf. She often quoted lines from poetry. She never mentioned the war, except to say, Jimmy, take care of yourself. The letters weighed 10 ounces. They were signed Love Martha, but Jimmy Cross understood that love was only a way of signing and did not mean what.
Okay, wait. So what all you understand by this extract?
So far we know that this short story we're looking into is from Lieutenant Jimmy Cross perspective, as uh this girl who he likes like gives him a
Yeah.
letter.
Okay. So now Jimmy Cross. Now what happened now? There's an introduction of characters, two characters here, Jimmy Cross and Martha. So what happened here? He is just carrying letters from a girl whom he loved in back in college. Okay, though he doesn't believes that she loves him, means one-sided love. Okay, so he just not only like read them, he reads it carefully. So he decides like the letters are chatty. Do you know what is chatty?
Oh, with friendly or talkative kind of.
Informal, yeah, it's yeah, informal and as well as engaging. The word chatty is given to her informal and engaging letters. Okay, so each night he checks on his man after reading her letters, and then he returns to his foxhole. What is foxhole here?
His the place where he sleep, I assume, since it's a war.
Okay, and then he starts thinking about this. Okay, so now this is a summary of this extract. Okay, so after that, what we have to analyze is number one is the theme. Can you tell me what is the theme here?
Love, romance.
Exactly, yeah, love. Okay, so now when you are analyzing a text, the things you will consider is the theme, the plot, the setting, the characters. Okay, now tell me what is a setting.
Oh, Vietnam War, I'd say.
A setting is a place and the surroundings of the story. Okay, and the most important thing you will be asked to comment is the language techniques and the form and the structure. Okay, so do you know the language techniques which we use in writing?
Uh, Simile, sibilance, metaphor, foreshadowing.
Exactly. Okay. So here in this text, can you just give me any of the language technique
Uh,
example?
it's kind of I can't find any because it's basically introduction. So can you? No, not indirect speech. It's not that.
Indirect speech?
I mean,
See,
sorry.
language techniques are like the literary devices which you mentioned, like similes, metaphors, then anaphoras, euphemism, all that. And one more thing, sometimes you can comment on verbs and adjectives used to just describe any situation or something. So all these come under the language techniques. Now, what is a plot?
Plot is how a story goes.
Okay, right. So first of all, plot has exposition. What is exposition? The introduction of the characters. Okay. Then the introduction of the setting. Next, you have rising action. In rising action, plot is like has five components. Next is rising actions. Rising actions, what all the this characters are doing, how the story is developed. This comes under rising action. Then third point is your climax. What is the climax?
The climax is
Is the climax is the most important and intriguing part of a story or any novel. Okay, where the story takes a turning point, and after that, in the plot there is a falling action. Falling action means how what the protagonist did after like the climax part. For example, if there is a fight or anything, it will depend upon the falling action. And the last one is the conclusion. Okay. So when you're analyzing any extract, now I just wanted to, like you told that you want this topic. So we just took so that you can understand how I explain. So did you understand how I explained it to you?
yeah.
Okay. And then for example, analysis, I told you that we have characters. Now how is the character? Now how is Jimmy Cross in this book?
The overall book.
Yeah.
He's more like at the first short story, he was like daydreaming, wasn't really attentive in his like job as a leader. But throughout after the death of Ted Lavender, he starts taking his role, his job, and then become a more like a
Yeah, this is the development of his character here. Then now tell me, who is the protagonist of this book?
Tim O'Brien.
Okay. And who is the antagonist?
The war itself.
Okay, very good. So this all things you will consider when we are analyzing a novel. Okay. So how are you women taught novels at school?
Sorry.
At school, how are you taught this novels and everything?
So our teacher, he gives us assignment to read like few chapters,
Yeah.
and then in class we collectively discuss and have activity about like what's going on in the story and how
Yeah.
do we interpret it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a like a group task. But now in one-on-one lessons, what I do, you can read it. I'll explain. You can discuss about the story, the language techniques used, and everything. Okay. So I think we should find some language techniques in this paragraph.
Can you say that the author, like Tim O'Brien, since he used the weight of the letter, right? It can carry a physical at the same time metaphorical weight of it. It's like the emotions, right? Emotional part of it.
Exactly. I was about to tell the language here is used the emotive language is mostly used here. Okay. So, but we have some different language techniques now. See. Now, sometimes we have hyperbole. Yeah, but I also can't find more language techniques here because I guess it's the beginning. Yeah. Here we have, see, can you see this?
Yeah.
L.